Aloha, let's go ahead and come to seated and we'll begin our integrative stretch, strength, breath, and movement. Once you get to your seated, place your hands around your knees or however you feel comfortable. We're going to go ahead and drop our chin down towards our chest and relax the neck bones. That's an exhale. And we're going to slowly gaze up, gazing towards the sky with your eyes open. Inhale to the best of your ability. Exhale for movement. Exhale down. Inhale, raising the chin up. Exhale, folding the head down. Inhale, eyes open, raising the chest, chin up. Exhale, fold it towards your heart. Inhale. Exhale. In, looking up. Exhale. And then now we're going to go ahead and take a right gaze, center, and a left gaze. Center your chin, exhale and inhale as you breathe through, gazing to the right, gazing to the left. So gaze to the right here, gaze to the left, gaze to the right, and then dropping your right ears towards your right shoulder, take your hand and compress a little bit of a pressure and relax and breathe. Take it over to your left side and use your hands as well to stretch the carotid, the next area. Beautiful. We're going to take your hands over your back of your head, starting with your right hand, and use your left hand to kind of arch and stretch it. And make sure whatever we do on the right, we do on the left. This is just the beginning of our stretching moments. Deep breath. Beautiful. We're going to go ahead and take ourselves to all fours and hip distance apart on your knee and your foot, top of the feet. We're going to go ahead and begin to arch. The arch is called our cow, and the roundness is called our cat. Inhale when you arch. Exhale when you round. Inhale when you arch. Exhale when you round. Inhaling. Exhale, round your spine. And then here, we're going to go ahead and take a balance, raising your right leg out. And if you can take your right hand out, hold both 1 to 3 breaths and just staying there. Try the left side, raising your left leg, hold it first. Then your opposite arm, deep breath. And once you're done with that, we're going to go ahead and take ourselves to what's called a downward position. And you can relax here for a few moments. If your heels doesn't come all the way down, you can shift your hands. And here we're going to raise our right leg up to the sky for elevation and circulation. And we're going to tuck the knees between our arms and chest. So that's an inhale and an exhale to round forward. Inhale for extension. Exhale to round forward. Inhale again for extension. Exhale to round forward. Inhale for that extension. Exhale to round forward. And hold it and settle it back down. Let's do the same thing for the left side stretch. And once you're ready, round in with that tuck, extend your leg, and exhale to round in. Extension is an inhale, and rounding is an exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Elongate, and exhale. Last one, inhale, and hold. And release. You're in the form of a down dog again. And here we're going to walk the hands back towards the toes. Round your spine as you travel up. And we're going to begin our standing. And we'll make it back to the top of your mat. We're going to raise the arms up here. You can have your feet slightly hip distance apart. And we're going to grab your shins as you melt forward and fold. We're going to take an inhale. And then we're going to take ourselves to the knees of a modified push-up plank position. In and out. Second set. and raise. Descend and come up. Inhale and exhale. Now we're going to take ourselves for our lower back as an up dog, or you can move your hands in the front, slowly descend down, and then see if that helps you. Or you can even move your hands slightly even forward and kind of do like a cobra. Once you're done with that, you'll come back to your down dog position. And this time we're going to make ourselves come towards the front of the room, towards your hand for steady balance. And once you're there, you can bow your head down to catch yourself, so that way you can be steady, and then raise your arms above you, and then exhale to your side to reset. Let's do it again. Inhale, arms up to praise Him. Exhale, fold. Inhale for steady balance. Exhale for upper body strength. Let's get back to those knees, toes down, in and out. At your descend, it's like a modified push-ups, building upper body strength. At least 3 to 5 sets. Take an upward lower back stretch. And then again, make your way back into a down stretch. Once you have yourself more stable, walk back to the front towards your hands. And remember to keep breathing as you're moving and holding steady. The breath continues its inhale and exhale. This is an inhale, and now this is an exhale when you fold, and then inhale when you rise up. Exhale to your hands to your side. Let's do that again. Inhale, hands up, and exhale, fold down. Inhale, gaze out slightly. And exhale, make your way back again to your modified push-up. Plank low. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale is up. Exhale is when you push down. Inhale is up. Exhale. And then now you're in your up position of your chest and lower back, and making your way back to your down position to relax the vertebrae. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. When you make your way back to the top, it's an inhale to gaze out. Exhale to slightly fold in. Inhale to raise your arms up to the sky, and exhale, hands to your side. We're going to do a new position, bending your knees to what is a squat, a chair pose. Hold it, interlace your hands up to the sky, and exhale, fold down to grab your shins or ankle. Inhale to look out. We're only going to step the left foot back into what's called a warrior now position with your hands interlaced. Hold for a few moments. And you want to maintain steadiness here as you're breathing. Here, we're going to go ahead and place both hands to the ground as you transition over to switch to the left side. Hands interlaced. And again, if you want to send your head and neck back, you can, but hold the position with breath work and focus. Eyes fixed on Him. And then again here, we're going to make our way to down posture, the down dog, and then walk back to the top. Bow your head. Bend your knees like that squat, that chair position with your interlaced hands. And then let's stand up straight. Let's see if we can do that 2 more times, because I know you can. Go ahead and take a squat. Interlace those arms and hands. Good. Exhale to fold, grab your ankles and strengthen your legs. Look out. Position your left foot back, right foot stays forward. Inhale for that warrior. Lunge your right thighs, right quads. Remember, we're going to place both hands to the ground and transition the left side forward, and the right foot is grounded. And then again, lunge and raise the arms. Feel that quadriceps stretching, hip flexors opening. Beautiful. And then again, 2 hands to the ground for the down facing position. And breathing. And when we're ready, we're going to walk back towards our hands, bow our heads for an exhale. And let's squat. Let's get deeper on that squat. Bend your knees, raise your arms, interlace your hands. And standing straight. Let's do it one more time, if you can. Or let's go ahead and go into triangle. We're going to open to the right, and we're going to point your toes. And you're going to try to grab your shins or your ankle. And hold. We're going to take it over to the other side, and same thing. You want to try to grab your shins, your ankle, one day your foot, if it can come down a little bit lower. Beautiful geometry and shaping of your sides. And the next one here, you can step your right foot more forward, lunge your right knee, and lunge back. This is a warrior position with a lunge. Exhale when you're down, inhale when you come up. Exhale, inhale, exhale, and hold. As you're breathing through the static hold, arms are nice and strong and active and engaged. Left side now will take its position and recline back. Lunge forward, reset it back. Lunge forward deeper and back. Lunge forward and back. Let's hold it. Lunge and hold the arms nice and strong. Smile through it. You're great. Now we're going to do what's called a reversed and of that. And so you can place your hands to your thighs and raise your arms over your head. If you have some shoulder issues, place the hands behind your head or your back. Okay. Otherwise, stretch away your obliques, your side stretch here, and you can hold longer. And again, introductory to the posture, you want to go ahead and place your left hand on top of your thighs and stretch your hands over your head. And however you can manage to hold it, 3 to 5 breaths is great. As you're done with that pose, you can drop your knee here as you create what's called a prayer twist. And once you have your arms stacked over your thighs, you can go ahead and lift up your foot and knee and create a steadiness. And then you can open your wings out and enjoy that stretch. And now we're going to take it to the other side. We're going to start with the knee down to the ground and your right elbow over to your left thighs. And once you have stability here, get to the soles of your back foot and press the floor with the prayer twist. And then open out your prayer twist to receive all the abundant love, abounding love. And deep breath. And we're going to go ahead and make our way to come back to the top of the mat. Let's open back to the right. You can place your hands to your hips, to your waistline. Inhale to look up. And then slowly make your way to the fold. One day, your head will come down towards the mat. But for now, you can place your hands and just do what you can to drop your head in. You can also hold your ankle, your shins to help you. You can box your arms, bend your knees. There's many ways. And I'll go ahead and place my head down to the floor here with my hands down to the floor. And you can see how you can get down a little bit lower for your spinal column, for spine health. And then once you're done here, we're going to return the hands back to the waistline and inhale steady. Exhale first. Open your arms like wings for an inhale. Interlace your hands behind your back. This is for your shoulder and your traps and your scapular collarbone area. Maybe you're just here today. Try not to lose your hands from interlacing. And again, one day at a time, your head will start to fall closer to the ground, and your hands and your arms will start to create a beautiful flexibility and range of motion where it can even go beyond your neckline. And it's just incredible how God made our body. So perfect. And opening up your arms like goddess, and prepare here to squat. And arms open when you're squatting, and then close it together as you're lifting. So again, when you squat, the arms open and palms together as you rise up, in and out with the breath work. Exhale down, inhale up. Exhale down, inhale up. Exhale down, inhale up. Exhale down, inhale up. Exhale down, and let's see your strength holds here. Static posture, and exhale. You did amazing. Let's return to the top of the mat, and we're going to grab our elbows to elbows, or we're going to create a reverse prayer hand by our blades. And you can bend your right knee here about 3.5 to 4 feet between the front and the back foot. Surrender your mind. Let God have every worry, fear, burdens, troubles. Allow Him to work through that. Hold your shins, your ankle for more steady balance, or hold the floor. Keep breathing. Keep surrendering and trusting. Turn over to the other side. And again, you're just melting your head over towards your knees, towards your shins. When you're ready to grab your calf muscles on your left side or place your hands on the floor, you're just deepening the stretch. This is called a standing balance. Now I'm going to take you by a wall. If you don't have any good balance yet, you will definitely grow. Hold your left hand to the wall and hold your right knee close to your chest. If you can let go of the wall, you can start to grab your big toe with your two hands and your thumb, and you can start to keep the knee bent or stretch it away, and then take your hand off the wall and hold your hip. You can always return to the wall when you don't have balance. You can always stretch your leg when you begin to develop flexibility, range of motion, mobility. And then here we're going to take it into a tree pose. You never want the soles of the foot on the knee. So it's either below the knee or way above where the heel touched the perineum. Right there. Placing your hands to your heart. Hold it again for breath work. Beautiful. And we'll begin to do the same for the left side. So again, now that you know, you hold your knees towards your chest, your hand on the wall or to your hip. Grab your big toe if you have it and stretch away. Deep breath. And then the next challenge is opening it out, whether it's bent knee or a long leg. You can hold the wall again or hold your hip. At some point, you will develop again your own personal practice. There it is. When you return back to the front, we're going to go back to the tree pose, being either closest to the perineum or below the knee. Hold your hands to your heart. You're breathing here in and out. Inhale and exhale. Listen to your breath and release. That was beautiful. And let's go ahead and take yourself to goddess position, and we're going to do some squats. So squatting down is an exhale, inhale is rising up. And about 5 rounds of goddess squats. You want to hold at the very last one. And here we are to hold your elbows closest to your knee. And squat even lower, your heels grounded. Maybe the wrist interlace on the hands and under your jaw. Lean back a little bit and feel how amazing that is on your hip flexors and also your knee joints. That was beautiful. I'll take you down to the floor for your sitting and place your hands to your sides. We're going to begin with raising the right leg and bending the knee back and forth, dorsal flex, about 5 in and out towards your chest, and push out towards the toes, in and out. And don't forget to do the left side. This is for circulation and stability. About 5 sets on that left side. Now we're going to take what's called a forward fold. Everyone is different on this fold. You can use a towel or a strap. Lean yourself forward, upper body. Try to extend your hamstrings down to the ground for a full stretch. Forward fold's really, really great for allowing flexibility and range of motion towards your lower extremities. And then now we're going to take ourselves to bend the knee and place our hands face in. And we're going to raise the table, which is our pelvic floor, our stomach area, and our chest. Rise it up all the way. Relax your head and neck back and hold for a few moments. And deep breath here in and out. When we dip, we're now targeting the triceps. So dipping down is an exhale, raising yourself up as an inhale. Exhale, feel that on the back arms. Exhale and inhale. Up and down. And again, beautiful. And we're going to hold it once we get low. And 1. And again, deep breath. Here's the hold. 2, 3, 4, and now come to your seated. I'm going to turn myself to your right soles of your feet touches the inner thighs of your left. And now fold down and hold your posture with breath work. This is the seated tree. And you're just allowing yourself to fold down for a side stretch, forward stretch. And once you're ready, you can take your left side and do the same thing. Make sure your soles of your feet is flush into the inner thighs. The heels are flush into the perineum if possible. Fold down. Enjoy that fold. Deep breath. Deep breath. Release the mind from any thoughts. Now, we're going to take, in a few moments here, both of your feet are going to soles face up. And this is called the butterfly pose, which our area of our solar plexus, sacral, lower back, and stomach area, SI joints carry emotions and moods and anger and happiness and joy all resides here. So I'm going to hold you here a little bit longer. Don't force your knee down. I'm going to give you some techniques to show you where I turn myself to the side, and you can face your hand in or face your hand out. Your arms touch the lobes of your lungs in the back, and you can allow your hips and your knees to slightly open. And then it gets a little bit deeper. You can also extend your chest upward and then round in your back. And you can do that several times. And then once you're ready, you want to take your hands to your foot. And you kind of want to surrender folding forward to see how you're growing and developing here with your knees starting to come down, your hips are starting to open. And breathing is everything. Beautiful. Now I'm going to go ahead and have you sit up and lay back your or turn around and sit up and extend your leg into a V position. And some of us can fold down in the center with our arms away, like around the foot, others in front, others bent elbow. It doesn't matter as long as you're having some deep stretch. You can begin to work yourself to the right side individually, stretching over to one leg and not rushing the breath. Feel the hamstrings also flattening onto the ground. And once you do both sides, I'm going to be turning myself around so that you could see. We want to go back to sits bone balance, which means happy baby. You carry the foot on each side and you sit for a moment. And bent knees is fine. You can even hold behind your knee. But if you can stretch your leg out, that would be great. Feet together. It starts to grow. Hands to your side. When you bend your knees, it's called the boat pose. This is good for the coccyx, the tailbone, the sacral, the lower back. And then I will take you to connect this now to our closing part of the sequence. This is just an introductory taste of our integrative wellness class. And I'm just leaving you in boat, and you're going to slowly descend down your lower back, bring your feet to the ground. This is one of the most important poses for back support. This is called your bridge pose. Many options to grab your ankle, to grab the outside of the mat, interlace your hands under your cheeks, your glutes, or hold your glutes muscle. You want to raise yourself up and do at least 5 rounds of this. You inhale when you're rising up. You exhale for the dip down. And you'll inhale again for the rise up. And you'll exhale again for the dip. You'll inhale again for the rise up. And you want to continue a few more of these, but the very last one, you want to hold yourself up high And really connect with gripping your hands around your ankle or your interlaced hands. And then slowly descend down to the ground. Beautiful job. Go ahead and take your knees to your chest. Give yourself a beautiful hug. Compress that over to your chest. Rock side to side if that helps you massage your lower back, upper back. And make sure you're still breathing. Let's go ahead and begin to extend the leg a little bit, and we're going to do what's called a roll. We're going to rock back and forth, lift up your vertebrae a little bit in your lower back off the ground. It's like learning to tumble over. And this is really important. This is for mobility and that you're not always stiff into your lower back. Yep, and then after you do that, I'd like you to rest on plow. That means stay over your head with your feet for a few moments. You can always reset your lower back if it's pinching or your neck doesn't feel right. And then once you have that, you're going to slowly roll out of that and leave your both feet up to the sky 90 degrees. Plantar flexion is pointing your toes to the clouds. Dorsal flexion is bending your ankle towards your eyes. So inhale is plantar. Exhale is bent ankle. In to point, out to exhale. And once you're there, let's open straddle. So again, point your toes when you're opening. Dorsal flex when you're closing. The inner muscles of your thighs and outer muscles of your side legs. Beautiful. And this is about 5 rounds of these. Again, just stretching, breathing, trusting the practice. And now we're going to take one leg stretch. You're going to let your left toes down. Hold both hands around your calf muscle. You can bend your knees, raise your head off the ground to your knees and hold it. You can bend your knees as well. You're going to lay yourself back down, and we're going to open this a little deeper, opening to the right and gazing to the left, holding your left hand and over your left thighs and your right hand over to your right foot. And then you'll come back the same way you started, your legs to your nose and knees, and we'll begin with left side. You can see I'm bending my knees so that I can raise my chest if this is a problem for you that you need to work on. Or you can use 2 hands and stretch over your leg. Once you're ready, you'll lay yourself down and open your leg to the left, gaze to the right for about 3 to 5 breaths, slow breathing. And then you'll come back to the top of the mat. To bring your legs back up and then bring your head over to your knees and let it go. Good. These are the things that you can do to help yourself grow. Yep. And then here you're just going to go ahead and lay down to your spine. Bend your right leg over to your thighs and then curl over like a ball. Beautiful. And then you can also side twist if you like. Many ways to do the twists and turns here. These are just restorative postures. And you might feel a nice release to your lower back. Good. And then once you're done with that, I was going to show you some like weight work. And this is what we call getting ready for like an inversion, like tripod. Just as you go to the gym and lift weights or at home, we lift our own weights in an integrative wellness holistic practice. So here you would set your hands down and then you would set your head about equal distance from the knee and the hands. And then you could start to take your foot to rest on your elbows. And then it'll start to take you up into what's called a tripod inversions. So, and that takes time. And you might have to position yourself onto a wall and trust your weight being carried invertedly. It's pretty incredible. All right, so I'll go ahead and show it to you again. You place your knees, and then you can rise up slowly, see? And you want to maintain balance in your mind, peaceful, undisturbed. And you could stay here for 30 seconds to a minute once you start getting better and better. There are 2 inversions in this sample video. One is the tripod, and one is the regular headstand that's going to come up after. Both can be challenging, but we like challenge. We like things that make us better in ourselves, in our lives, in our works, in our purpose. Beautiful. All right, so let's go ahead and try this next one. You interlace your hands, and it's like capping over your head. You want to tuck your chin in, and you can begin by raising 1 foot at a time. You want to be by the wall again. For me right now, I'm not by the wall, but your back would be flush to the wall, not flush, but a space from the wall, so that your feet can touch the wall when it raises itself up, and then it will teach you to stay balanced while you're inverted. And then once you're here, it's the same thing as the other one. You'll learn to now reach your leg up to the sky, either with bent knees or with straight leg. This, I find, is a little bit harder than having your hands on the ground the way we did the tripod family. But it's not impossible. Just harder a little bit, but not impossible. I hope that you enjoy this movement and you join us live on Zoom, or come visit me on Maui. And I'd love to work with you how to improve your longevity of life, quality of life, movement functionality through postures, breath work, prayer, worship, reflection, and purpose. Let's go ahead and come to a seated, and I will take you to some breath work for a few moments. You can relax your chin down. When we breathe, the mouth is sealed together, the lips, and inhale through the back of the throat, about 5 to 7 seconds. Exhale to 7 to 10 seconds. The lips stay closed in. The lips stay closed out. There's a little retention on the top between inhale, exhale. Go ahead and do that at your own pace. In. Out. And when you're ready, you can take yourself into what's called a rest pose. So now you'll go ahead and stretch your leg and lay down flat on your back. You can open your arms, wings, or above your head, over your heart, over your belly and your chest, however is most comfortable from you. And I'm grateful for you. Thank you for watching this. If this speaks to you and it's something you need, please replay the video and you can memorize it and you can do what you remember and place yourself as a priority to take good care of your health. Thank you. Aloha, mahalo nui, ahui ho. God bless you. Enjoy.